blessing, the time, and the effort are rest. The brother giving the fear, the promise of death. The work of my life without fear.
A lyrical
Master.
Clear body, so I make you. I can't ask you to be benyo. Say my journey, Tina can ask my jamo. And yes, I know money. The more I get you. And you love me. The more I get you.
Let's go TV, the best in Liberia. Let's go TV, the best in Africa. Let's go TV, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the local and grandfather.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money. And I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money. And I don't get it now, ya to money. That's the thing. And I don't get it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah. Oh.
Let's go TV, the best in Liberia. Let's go TV, the best in Africa. Let's go TV, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the local and grandfather.
There are things we can do. We bringing good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and outside of the globe. For the top people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time, and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather, Nima to Lufa. From River Sass, River G to Chide. From Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, San to Backwalu. From Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Let's go TV, the best in Liberia. Let's go TV, the best in Africa.
There are things we can do. We bringing good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and outside of the globe. For the top people who waiting to sell. The blessing, the time, and the efforts are rest. The brother giving the fear, the promise of death. The work of my life without fear.
A lyrical
Master.
Clear body, so I make you. I can't ask you to be benyo. Say my journey, Tina can ask my jamo. And yes, I know money. The more I get you. And you love me. The more I get you.
Let's go TV, the best in Liberia. Let's go TV, the best in Africa. Let's go TV, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the local and grandfather.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the thing. And I don't get it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Let's go TV, the best in Liberia. Let's go TV, the best in Africa. Let's go TV, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the local and grandfather.
There are things we can do. We bringing good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and outside of the globe. For the top people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time, and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather, Nima to Lufa. From River Sass, River G to Chide. From Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, San to Backwalu. From Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Let's go TV, the best in Liberia. Let's go TV, the best in Africa.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Foreign people who waiting to sell. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here and the promise from them. The work with my life without fear.
A lyrical health.
Master.
Play Paris, who make on you. I can't ask it if you been you. Say my journey, Tina can ask my jamo. And you no money, and more I know. And you love
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa. SKTV, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
Ena Guinea ya tumale, ena Salia ya tumale, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Côte d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Guinea ya tumale, ena Salia ya tumale, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Côte d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Liberian ya tumale, esta tiki, ena Liberian tosi wako maya tumale.
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa. SKTV, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Foreign people who waiting to sell. The flashing our time and our efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving our real and I promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside to Raji to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, San to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Foreign people who waiting to sell. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here and the promise from them. The work with my life without fear.
A lyrical health.
Master.
Play Paris, who make on you. I can't ask it if you been you. Say my journey, Tina can ask my jamo. And you no money, and more I know. And you love
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa. SKTV, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
Ena Guinea ya tumale, ena Salia ya tumale, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Côte d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Guinea ya tumale, ena Salia ya tumale, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Côte d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Liberian ya tumale, esta tiki, ena Liberian tosi wako maya tumale.
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa. SKTV, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Foreign people who waiting to sell. The flashing our time and our efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving our real and I promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside to Raji to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, San to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Foreign people who waiting to sell. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here and the promise of them. The work with my life without again.
A lyrical
Master.
Play Paris, who make on you. I can't ask it if you been you. Say my journey, Tina get I say my jamo. And yes, I know money. And more I know. And you love me. More I know what is.
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa. SKTV, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandmaster.
Ena Guinea ya tumale, ena Salia ya tumale, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Cote d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Guinea ya tumale, ena Salia ya tumale, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Cote d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Liberian ya tumale, esta TV, ena Liberian, tosi wako maya tumale,
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa. SKTV, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandmaster.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Foreign people who waiting to sell. The blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat.
SKTV, the best in Liberia, the best in Africa, and the best in the whole wide world. Melbourne, how you doing, sir?
Well, thank God for life and indeed SKTV. It is indeed the best because we remain, someone would say resolute, we remain unbending, we remain very strong, we remain energetic, and we continue to bring out all of the informations, be it politics, be it entertainment, and so forth, since we started, and we stay moving with strength. So indeed, I concur with you, and to the guy that make the song, I really want to appreciate them for that, because yes. So I'm doing great, thank God. And you, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing great anyway. So it's good to be here. Today is Friday. I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all our friends, fans, followers, and well wishers. I want to say thank you to you all. Whether you are listening to us on the radio, we want to welcome you to SKTV. And whether you are watching us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, or any other medium or method you are using to follow SKTV, we want to welcome you. Once again, we want to say thank you for always following SKTV. Today is Friday, the 2nd of August, 2024. It's good to be alive, as always. Liberia is quite an interesting country. And there's no shortage of news. But, we have elected not to focus just only on the news of the day. We always try to somehow provide some education to our people on issues in our country, also some constitutional provisions that we can clearly read to our people so they can somehow know some of their rights. You know, if you live it with our people, the leaders, they always want the people to remain in darkness. They don't want you to know your right. They don't want you to know um, a lot about what they are doing. That's why media institutions, whether it's print media, whether it's radio station or any other media platforms, they are targeted because they don't want you to know the truth. So it is always our, you know, understanding that the more we provide truth, the more we attack and the lawlessness and the ills in the society, we will be hated by the government in power and their supporters. That is just the norm, and we have adjusted ourselves to that. So nothing really moves us when it comes to targeting us or insulting or somebody threatening us. So we will continue to do what we do. So, Mabel, before we dive into anything, how's Liberia and what are some of the trending news in the country before we dive into the main subject of today?
So, thank you, as usual. Like you said, there are so many things happening in Liberia, especially since the ending of July up to the 1st of August, So, again, Liberia is good, peacefully, we are okay. Apart from the major political news, uh, the arrest and other imprisonment of those former government officials, those three former government officials, as you may be aware, that was done on Monday and since Monday today Friday. We are hearing that criminal court, criminal or their lawyers went at the prison compound to sign for them. But let me go straight into that quickly. From our judicial reporter, he's reporting that court says prison authority has refused to release three ex-officials from the WIA's administration from the Minerva Central Prison after they assigned judge at criminal could be approved suspects bound. So, as we are aware, those three suspects are still in prison, according to our courtroom reporter. So yes, Senator Amar Conan, that of the GSC report, writing a lot on the internet of debunking some of the allegations that have been made against him pertaining to some GSC audit report from maybe between 2014 2015, according to the information getting. But he tried to clarify most of the things because people are also linking him also to some of these corruption or scandal or so on. But again, Liberia, like we will say, it's politically charged. Our people are really on the government back in making sure that the government do the right thing. But still, there are a lot of misreactions also when it comes to the ACC release about asset declarations. Mind you, out of 1,000 plus government officials and elected officials, as we understood, only 26.5% of them out of 100% that declare their assets. So people are talking about how will you be talking about integrity and you are also refusing on declaring your assets. So again, there are mixed reactions to that. People are giving their own views on all of these things that are happening in Liberia, especially when it comes to the Unity Party-led government. So again, so far, these are some of the trending news happening, and as we go along any other news, we go to inform our people, but we are concerned now. These are some of the trending news in Liberia, and Liberia is good. The weather condition here, the weather is getting a little bit dark. As you may be aware, we stay into the rainy season. So indeed, but we are okay.
Thank you, Mabel. Thank you so much for that very brilliant update. I want to say thank you to all of you for following SKTV. We want to encourage you, you all to share the show. Today we are, going to be discussing the Constitution of Liberia. But before we do, something caught my attention today. I don't know how much you follow it, but somebody sent me a video wherein some seditions were jubilating and perambulating the street of Morovia with some of the people that were arrested, and that are what I believe they said they were temporarily released.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Sedition were dancing on the street with them, but then I saw and I listened to sedition at the headquarters. The CDC, the Secretary General of the CDC, the former city mayor Jefferson Tamakoji, he was speaking. As usual, he speaks loosely, and he liked to speak BB books, even though they are incoherent and some of them are misplaced. But he doesn't really care. As long there are people there that I will say, Amanda, where to, and so long people will be there to praise sing for him while he spew out garbage. He said something today that kind of caught my attention. When I heard Jefferson Koji saying, telling his zealous supporters and partisans that they're going to be taking action. And he said the action that they are going to be taking will be deadly, will have deadly consequences. Deadly consequences. I think that was an overstatement, something I believe he should retract and or clarified if it has some security implication. If he doesn't clarify, I think he should be invited for questioning to explain what he meant by that. In as much as we all yearn for a better Liberia and we value, advocacy for accountability, fairness, for social justice, we have to be very cautious about what we say when it comes to security of the country. When somebody say we are having a meeting, we are making decision, we'll be informing you, we'll be informing your coordinators and auxiliary groups, and we will take a decision, the consequences of which will be deadly. That is not a good thing to say. But again, I do not expect much from Joseph Barker's government. They have never taken, any threat seriously. They are head-bent on corruption and stealing, with the feeling that they do not have enough time to steal. So they got to steal as much as they can before, Joseph Barker is declared officially incapacitated, or until Joseph Barker's health can catch up with him. So they want to make sure they steal enough, so they have focused on how much they can get.
thereby, forgetting about the security of the country. So the people that they said they were temporarily released, I think Liberian government, as any normal government will do, should have had at least a press conference, a brief press conference, something of this magnitude that kind of caught the attention of the country. Should there be any change or changes, it is incumbent upon you to go back to the public and inform the Liberian people as to what led to the release of these people, why they were released. Because those who are celebrating that their people have been released, throwing jabs at the government, they believe they did the right thing. They believe they fought to release their people. But then those who are celebrating that Liberian government have started doing the right thing now, Liberian government has started arresting criminals now. If you give no information, they too, they will get confused. They don't even know what's going on. They feel like, we're celebrating Joseph Boagai for starting something good, but what happened? Tunisian on the street dancing now. So what would they release and how would they release? People should not second guess themselves as to what happened. Information is key. Information is very, very important for the safety and security of our country. Muna, welcome. How you doing?
I'm okay. Zakane, how is it?
I'm doing all right. How's Redu? And what's going on in Nigeria?
Reggie is fine. Just the rain. It's not easy.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good to know. No new information from Redu. Nobody dreaming today, and
Somebody dreaming, just like a bonus setting to see our best to have the development meeting, calling the various districts and things, setting to have development meeting to see why you need your district and thing. Yeah, then I meet to be here tomorrow in Slay, in Bazon district, Slay City.
wow.
Yeah.
Hopefully, some of your people will be there. Some of you guys will be there to,
Yeah, sure.
to inform us about the outcome of that meeting.
Yeah, I would definitely be there
Liberian
tomorrow.
people from all walks of life look forward to SKTV for giving them substantive information as it relates to Liberia. So we will really appreciate you guys, being there and bringing us the happiness.
We'll
there.
definitely do that. Yeah.
Thank you. So, talk about the Constitution of Liberia. And let me say this. I am not a lawyer. I am not a legal practitioner. My background, for the most part, has to do with security. My experience and background has to do with security. And in part, transportation. If you ask me those two things, I can give you enough information when it comes to transportation and when it comes to security. So I've worked in Liberia for some good amount of time to understand our security system and the apparatus of our security. And I worked too enough in the United States to understand the transportation industry. I'm talking about at the highest level. I've had the opportunity to work in corporate America. I've sat with big corporations and CEOs in big industrial, commercial industry. So I know exactly what's going on when it comes to that. But I can also read with clear understanding things that are black and white we can read it with clear understanding. Sometime we will talk about people getting on the street to state their opinion or to register their disagreement with the government. People see it as an act against the government or want to bring war or you want to disrespect the president or the government. The very first article of our constitution, after the preamble, when we maybe some people don't know what preamble is. A preamble of a constitution, that is like the introduction to show you what you are about to read, what it is, and what is the significance of what you're about to read. So is the preamble of the constitution. After that, the first thing you will see is the first article. The very first article of our constitution says, all power is inherited. It's inherent in the people. All free governments are instituted by their authority and for their benefit, and they have the right to alter and reform the same when their safety and happiness so requires. That all power is inherited in the people. That the people got the right to alter. Alter means to change. You can change it. The Liberian people can change their government anytime. They're not coup d'etat, but through legal means. It's not necessarily about election. It include impeachment too, using the legislature. If for any reason Liberian people believe that their interest is compromised, let me go back and read it again. All power is inherent in people. All free governments are instituted by their authority and for their benefit, and they have the right to alter and reform the same for their safety and happiness. So if the black people have the right, whenever they feel their safety and happiness is compromised, the black people have the right at any time, under the fundamental right of the Constitution, to go out there and register their disagreement with their government. You can do nothing about it. That does not mean they are calling for war. The black people got the right to peacefully assemble at any time when they choose to do so. And that is protected. I wanted to say that just so that those people who always attacking people when you call the government out, oh, you'll be negative about the government here. Oh, the government here will succeed. You're not doing the right thing. You don't want to bring war in the country. Oh, blah 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 blah. You got to do some reading. You got to do some reading. You don't have to be a lawyer to read. As long as you go to school, you can read between the lines. You don't have to have a degree. So long you can read and write, and reading with understanding, not just reading, but reading with understanding. The quick people will call it reading with comprehension. But we, the Liberian people, we can call it understanding. You got to make sure you read to understand what you're reading, so that you can also be able to know your right and know your limit. So there are a lot in this constitution that we need to know. The constitution says Anybody who try to play against the country is considered subversion, is considered coup d'etat. Anybody who continue to abrogate, to violate the Constitution is also considered as subversion against the country. Those are some of the behavior that they consider as treasonable behavior. But in Liberia, those who violate our Constitution, for the most part, are the people that will be protecting the Constitution. Mom, welcome. Lawrence, welcome. How you guys doing? Mom first. Mom, how you doing?
No, Moj, I'm doing great. Thank God to be alive as always. Another day to be on SKTV, and to our listening audience, our supporters, sympathizers, and well wishers from around the world. Today, you know, it's Friday. We feel to meet our emergency funding campaign for the week. So I expect you to do a little bit over our regular procedure when it comes to Friday contribution. I'm counting on you guys to show up today to make sure we cover up the expense, the operational expense, both in the U.S. and Liberia. The last time Mr. Connor complained about the internet services that we use and the kind of a software we use, licensing and all that stuff. So I will be counting on our people to show up today. Today is Friday. Today and latest tomorrow, because in some instances they usually follow up the day after, but after tomorrow, no, we got to close it for the week. So I'm hoping and I'm expecting them to do a little over our traditional Friday benchmark. So thanks for welcoming me again. I'm on the show today. We're here, ready to do it as always.
Thank you. Lawrence, how you doing, my brother? How is Beaumont and what's going on in Beaumont and Bon County as a whole in Liberia?
Well, Mr. Connor, Bon County is okay. Beaumont specifically, even though since yesterday, heavy downpour of rain, you know, we are closer to the mountain. We got mountain range here. So most of the time during the rainy season, we also experience heavy downpour of rain. Since yesterday, I just came from Kakata on the heavy rain. Just this afternoon, there's the information we gather here. There are a lot of people who are panicked right now from the information front page Africa published about the dismissed EPS officer alleging the protest. The caption, "Pay us off or either kill us." It's kind of making some of our people afraid, because, you know, our country, when it comes to the security, no one, even other countries, nobody play with security. So our people are already afraid this evening from the news that just sparked up. Just even last night, the show we have, Mr. Kane, up to this morning, people were calling us, giving us some information. In fact, they don't want not only the time of the presidency and the legislature, but as far as the benefit as well, it should be reduced. At least somebody called me and said, Lawrence, at least they make it $1,000, so a lot of people can be able to go back in the private sector, so our country can be able to develop. So far so good, Steve. Mr. Cannon, this evening, the information that making people afraid is the issue about the displaced EPS officer. So there are a lot of people who have mixed reaction when it comes to it. And you know, especially this part of a Bon County residing is one way. When you leave from Kakata, you end up Bon Mines, you have to turn around and get back to Kakata. If you say you want to pass through Bon Mines to go other places like Bapolu, Bomi, and Lofa as well, you have to cross the Simport River. People who don't have the mind of sitting or the Simport River right now to speak, the water is filled. If you don't have the mind, except people who live around the river are the one brave enough to sit on Kino to cross the Simport River. So people are already afraid with that information. So we hope and pray that the government will act immediately on that information that is coming up from the nation capital, Monrovia.
Well, thank you so much for that update, and hopefully something will be done. So, you know, you are right on point, and you just added to what I was talking about earlier. Little Bogai does not care about security of our country. The same EPS group that you're talking about now, one of them came publicly on the radio and stated that they have more than 300 of them that were dismissed And they said all of them have arms and ammunition that they can take action at any time. If they are threatening to do something, and Jefferson Koji is saying today that they will be, you know, making decisions, and the decision that they're going to be making will be deadly. It will have deadly consequences. And we have a government sitting there as if we don't have government. Let me tell you this, and I will repeat: Liberia is on a time bomb. We don't have president. We don't have Unity Party running the country, and no arrowhead, no leader. Everybody doing their own thing in the country. And that is the dangerous position you want to be in as a country. No law and order. Nobody acting based on the Constitution. Everybody just doing their own thing. What makes them happy on that day? They have done many things when we said those were a joke. Those Baga governments will come out today with a press conference. Whether it's the Minister of Justice or any spokesperson of the government to come out and explain to the Liberian people why these people were arrested. They have to have done that earlier when they were arrested. And they should also come back again and tell Liberian people why they are released. So they can't send messages to the people. Some people saying, oh, they finish free the people now because of the pressure from the public. Oh, they finish free the people now because they are afraid of the CDC. Oh, they finish free the people now. They're not going to come. They're not going to come by. They just out of shame. They say temporarily release, but they finish free, then nothing going to happen. Oh, we told yesterday thing that showmanship is not going to go anywhere. Just a bluff. They want to shame certain people. They want to tell you to shut up. Nothing, no information whatsoever. So we do not have a government in place. We have a group of people that were elected to run the country, but they don't know where to start from. And they don't know what they are doing. As a result, people doing their own thing. That's why even among themselves, there's no understanding. But if the Liberian Constitution, is saying that every person, that's Article 15, every person shall have the right to freedom of expression, being fully responsible for the abuse thereof. This right shall not be curtailed, restricted, or enjoined by government, save during an emergency declaration, or save during an emergency declared in accordance with this Constitution. The right encompasses the right to hold opinion without interference and the right to knowledge. It includes freedom of speech and of the press, academic freedom to receive and impart knowledge and information, and the right of library to make such knowledge available. Includes non-interference with the use of the mail, telephone, and telegraph. Likewise, include the right to remain silent. So the reason why I'm saying this, those are Baga people, they get angry, they got agitated. If you speak freely, if you state your opinion, If you call the government out, they want to get angry. They want to threaten you. And this is not limited to just Joseph Boakai government. CDC did the same thing. But to some extent, CDC was more tolerant than the Unity Party when it comes to the partisan. Is this because of lack of understanding of the Constitution, or they just willfully ignoring the Constitution and do their own thing? Regular monk.
Well, after you're making a statement, are you asking me a question, Mr. Kane?
I'm asking you, do you think this is just they being ignorant to the Constitution, they're not reading the Constitution, or they don't care about it? What is it?
Well, they know the Constitution. Unity Party came to power with a lot of experience. They were there for 12 years before turning over power to Georgia. But in the Constitution as well, there are certain loopholes that people exploit. The Constitution, even though it's a law of the fundamental and the organic law of the land, but there are also flaws. There are also ways people can get around things when it comes to governing. And maybe that's what they are trying to exploit. For me, I've established my position on this issue a long time ago. That's why even before the election, we were warning folks, if you really want a better Liberia, stay away from Unity Party and CDC, because we saw this day coming. Now it's becoming more of a national security issue than a fight against corruption. That people are getting the feeling that the country is on the time bomb, that the rhetorics is getting heated. And I said it 2 days ago. That's why Georgia literally insinuated when he made that statement. When you're talking about use every means, he's not talking about political means, because first of all, he's no longer in power. So you would not even think that they are talking about the legal process. They talk about weaponizing the justice system. They talk about political witch hunt. When you use those kind of a war, it sends negative tone. It's a negative connotation. And I keep saying it, that argument would not be a winning argument for CDC. The premise that I set on this whole thing, because the last article I read from Frontpage Africa earlier this morning, they are trying to link Amara Kone as well to this audit from the central bank. And he was talking about there are certain internal operations when it comes to transaction that we exonerate him. But the people that conduct the audit, they're not buying into it. They said there were certain transactions that went on that it also covered his term as finance minister, linking him to the central bank. So it's not getting better, it's getting worse, and it will only get worse from what we are looking at. My fear is the national security implication. And you, like I said, for me, things that I'm not aware of, I love to hear expert opinion. I'm not good at security measure. I don't know the tactics and vulnerability threats and all these things. So I usually listen to you when it comes to the issue, when it comes to intel and how you can put the pieces together. But I know it's getting scarier from my little man understanding. It's getting scarier by the day in the country that is almost evenly divided politically. Because it all depends who you ask. When you ask the folks for Unity Party, they say, oh, it's a well way to go. We want accountability. When you ask the other people, they say, no, it's a witch hunt, because they are cherry picking these audits. They are cherry picking these investigations. But at the same time, you were sent to a competent court of jurisdiction. You could release the people on bond. It also reaffirmed the idea of a democracy that is open to everybody. So we cannot have it both ways. But from what I'm looking at, it's getting more scarier, and it doesn't look good for the country overall. And we saw this day coming. That's why some of us decided to take another path, because we knew one way or another, anything between CDC and Unity Party was going to spell disaster. And this funny thing, people didn't pay attention to that thing. To my senior brother, senior pundit, Mr. Dishu, he sent me a clip today, earlier, before we could start the show. The president had a cabinet meeting today, emergency cabinet meeting. And the president now that is usually quiet, he's speaking in a defiant tone as well. It's like, if you think you can go this route, we can do better than what you think you can do. So, like I said, the national security implications becoming more scarier by the day. It's more of protecting the country now in terms of instability as opposed to fighting this issue of accountability. That's why it's looking at to me from my own observation, Mr. Khan. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, thank you. So yesterday, we were talking about the need for some constitutional amendments. And according to Article 91 of the Liberian Constitution, it says this constitution may be amended whenever a proposal by either one, 2/3 of the membership of both houses of the legislature, or a petition submitted to the legislature by not fewer than 10,000 citizens, which receives the concurrence of the two-term membership of both houses of the legislature, is ratified by 2/3 of the registered voters, voting in a referendum conducted by the Election Commission, not sooner than 1 year after the action of the legislature. So this brings us to what we were discussing yesterday, because we could not emphasize the importance of what we were talking about yesterday. Because the legislature, the tenure that they have right now for the president or for the legislature, it is something that is clearly stipulated in the Constitution. But the fact that the same Constitution gives us the right to amend the Constitution, it means to change any provision that we don't like as people, because we don't want the Constitution is governing. So things that are in the Constitution that we don't like, we can change them at any time, but there are processes that we have to follow. So the Constitution is telling us that whenever we want to change something in the Constitution, what we need to do is make sure at least we get 10,000 people to sign, asking our legislature to do. In fact, the first part of it, even if we don't do that, if we can put pressure on our lawmakers, if two-thirds majority of them can buy into the idea, they can go ahead and do it. But again, since this idea of tenure position has to do something with them, especially the legislature having 9 years and 6 years, majority of them, they enjoy the long term. Having 9-year job that cannot be interrupted for any reason, everybody want that. Having 6 years, you don't have to report to anybody. You do whatever you want to do. Getting car for free, getting gasoline for free, and paying you over that. Who doesn't want that? But what does it mean for the people? What is the benefit of our people? So this thing is not something that SK is making up, or all the people that are supporting this idea. We are not making up story. We are not trying to institute or constitute our own thing. This is something that is inscribed in the Constitution. It is clearly stipulated, Article 91. Every time I give you information, I will give you a reference. Article 91 of the Liberian Constitution is the one that talks about the amendment of the Constitution. So, and they're also telling you, if we're going to do that, you got to make sure you explain reason why you think the amendment is necessary. I saw something in the Liberian Constitution yesterday. It's scary. But from time to time, we'll be educating our people, giving them some information, critical information that they need to know. Their right, their fundamental right, and things that their lawmakers are not saying. As a matter of fact, there are many lawmakers that don't even read or understand the Constitution of Liberia. By their action, by their behavior, you can tell that they don't even know what's going on. Sadly. But yesterday, almost 100%, I would say 100% of the people that called yesterday to contribute to the conversation, they all agree that Liberia, the tenure position should be reduced. whether for president, for vice president, for president and then for president and the legislature, or both houses. The one we have six now. We have 2 6. The House of Representative and the presidency. Those are 6 years each, and then the House of the Senate. That is about 9 years. So everybody that called yesterday agreed that we should amend that, and we open the process to everybody. People are interested. People want to be part of it. Some people actually called me yesterday, registering their interest in the process. But then how do we go about it? We're going to have a meeting. Everybody is invited to participate. We come up with some agreement, and to do what we want to do right now, it requires some financial implication. Somebody asked, Sekou, what if we can get just 100 people in the diaspora or in Liberia, everywhere, just 100 people, and then we decide, you know what, let everybody pay $100. Just $100, 100 people. The first 100 people, that will, if we decide to say $100, that will give us
$10,000 right off the bat.
Just like that. And it will say $200, that the 100,000 will give us $20,000 instantaneously. So this thing is important. And we're not just going to take our money and just throw it on anybody. People in the country who are willing to work, who are willing to travel, who are in their countries and they're ready to work and they welcome the idea, we will empower them. We will give them logistics. We will give them whatever they can to make sure. To get 10,000 across the country, they're not going to bad thing, it's not going to hard thing, but we want more than that. We want to get at least 150,000. Since we get 15 countries, let's have 10,000 signatures from each country. At least that will show the seriousness and readiness of the Liberian people. So we want to emphasize this. It's open. Maybe by next week, we'll have the first meeting. I will have said, let's do it this Sunday, but this is something that will require other people's input. So I cannot come here and tell you, okay, abruptly come here and say, hey, let's do it this day. It's not me. This is something that everybody, have to agree upon. So, Monk.
Yes, sir.
There are a lot of things in our country that we need to change. Some people say yesterday, we just need to start. You need to just stop there. Let's talk about their benefits. Let's talk about their salary.
Yep.
But there are things way more
deeper than that. For sure.
You don't know. Yeah. But then the Constitution also says that if you have more than one thing, just listen, that if you have more than one thing that you want to change in the Constitution, people should vote for all the things separately.
Yeah, it should be on the ballot.
Yeah, everything should
ballot initiative.
So what we can do, we can come out, we can have some legal minds, legal scholars, based on things that are outdated, things that are not in the interest of the country. As a matter of fact, among arrests on Tina in the Constitution that were put there by the PRC, the People Redemption Council, in 1986. There are some things then there when you read it, you will just laugh at yourself. You will also ask yourself, say, why those people who profess all education in the country, who are the most educated people, they've been leading the country, they have served as legislators in the country, but it didn't occur to them to say, you know what, this constitution needs to be amended to at least turn with the reality of the day. You ask yourself why? Because they don't care about the country. They only focus on what goes to their pocket, forgetting to know that the constitution was amended in a way by the PRC government, Dole government, to be fit their interests and the order of the day. That time, they didn't know and they didn't care about all of us. So now, if we're going to do this, we have to list everything that we want to be changed in the Constitution. Whether it's tenure reduction, whether it's the salary, whether it's do you know there is a document, it's about almost, how many pages? It's a lot. But that document, it has something to do with the governance commission, all the act that created the LACC, the GAC, all the document. In fact, that document talked about in detail as to how the LACC is supposed to work, how the GAC is supposed to work, the code of conduct of government officials. Everything is in that document. I'll be sharing it with you and to our people who may be interested, whether Muna, Mayborn, everybody that will be interested in reading. You cannot get it better than that, because it will inform you about a lot of things that we don't know. Because I can't leave myself out. Liberian, we don't let to read. They say you want to have something from Liberian people, just put it.
Calling book.
That means nobody will see it. So we'll be sharing the information, the document with all of you. Just take your time. Yesterday, I was reading up to like 3 in the morning. I just say, you know what, let me get myself some sleep so I can be able to be okay to read, to be on the show tomorrow. We are behind. Let me tell you the truth. We are way behind. In fact, all these agencies is supposed to be independent, especially the GAC, the LACC. They're not supposed to be controlled by the president. They're supposed to be fully independent. In fact, even the decision to hire other people to help them in their function, whether like auditing, to even bring out auditors, hire auditor professionals, whether forensic or any other auditing company. They're the ones supposed to do it, not even the got nothing to do with the president. But Joe Biden went and sat down on VOA. He told the Liberian people that there will be an audit. And this audit, it will be done by professional auditors outside of Liberia. Then, since Joseph Boakai took power, we have not seen any professional auditing company or auditor from anywhere. They ought to be studying Joseph Boakai arresting people. So our people, we just need education. We need to educate our people. Maybe the feedback is
Sorry. I just
it's okay. Yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah, so I've just been receiving a couple of calls pertaining to the protest on Monday. Actually, fear and I start getting, because everything can start small though before you come to yourself, especially when it comes to security. So people keep calling back to back as to what happened and what's going to happen. So even from the other side, people calling me to find out. So I said, but anyway, so that's the news. Our people are really giving up for that. They are afraid of any protest, especially coming from the security angle. So they are really concerned about that. So I just passed through with that news.
Like the EPS officers having protests?
Yes, indeed.
But anything that we 300 of them?
Yes, I think we were through the 400, right? I think they were 400 plus. But actually, that are also of fear that's like going in the mind of our people.
Yeah, so let the officer, police, let the military put into who not happy, let them join the protest. The police people then who not getting paid, and other people getting $15,000 a day, a month. Let them protest. The immigration people then who not getting paid too. All the security people then who think they're not getting their pay, regularly, or they were fired because of they were believed to be part of some kind of,
even that, even when on the car, or she were to come on tomorrow, but we've been talking about a team or husband said due to some or maybe situation she had to go for some medical rest and so forth. Yeah, so there are a lot of people that may let join the people.
Protest is their right, but what are they going to do with the protest? With the protest, they will just war, they drink some hot water under the sun, and they feel the go. Then what happened? That Liberian people are not serious money people. Real protest when you can, we'll see it. Protest does not mean vandalizing people, properties, burning cars, or attacking police officers. No, protest means you must have some tangibles, some key thing to present to your government. And if they don't do it, don't move from there. You stay there. You don't have to fight. You don't have to attack. If they waste water on you, now hot water on you, let the international community see it. If they waste tear gas on you, let the international community see it. Let them put it on the spotlight. Because what happened? Nobody will see protests happening in a country that will go there for any investment. No government around the world want to work with you if you are maltreating your citizens for exercising their fundamental right. But people there, if you go beyond that protest right now, before you look, you start seeing leaders of the constitution of the protest. Then the leaders start receiving phone calls. What can we do to call it off? Yeah, man, call it off, man. We'll give you $100,000. You and man can share that one. You go talk to your beginning. Tayo,
you correct.
Pretty small in their pocket. I follow the June 7th protest. I know exactly what happened. I know when Darrell Diron and Costa there and Muali then took money. I know about it. We say here. They were mad at me, so somebody want to kill me. But they did. Yeah, they did. And I remember one time when Thomas Falat went in his pickup to Yeka Koluba, asking him, he said, "Life never be great." He said, "Life never be great." Speaking too. Then the man say, "My man, they all better not take their own." Mo Ali and Sonny, they not finish taking that thing. Take your own. In fact, we can give you half right now if you declare to say you withdrawing from the protest will give you the banner. We saw that. Women pay who is minister right now. When they went to women pay, they say, my man, you're the leader in a group, yo. You better take your own. Women pay that money come and give me. He said, we'll give you 50,000. He said, okay, you get 30. I don't trust you. They get me 30,000. Who took the banner money to him? That Jefferson Kunji. The LeBron, if now woman pay, you know what happened? The people get angry. They say, why woman pay gotta take the money? They fire woman pay. But the one there and Costa that told you behind the scene, nobody care about that. But woman pay was kicked out. But Liberia, everybody is corrupt. They're all corrupt-minded people. So even they protest, they're not being trusted. Before you know right now, you have some leaders. And in a split second, they will start receiving calls. They will start having meetings. You remember Melbourne, the December.
But this is a security protest now. It's not maybe a regular protest like that.
Now you see people there. You see people there. They're all corrupt. Let me tell you something. December protest that was planned. The day to say the protest is tomorrow. There was a teleconference.
You mean we tell suffering or which one?
They want to say they want to protest for Joey to Canada.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, step down.
Okay.
I said the state June 7.
No, not June 7.
Yeah.
June 7.
No, not June 7, December.
The one after December, right?
The one after June 7, they want to do it in December. But
save the state.
What happened? They say, let me tell you what happened in our protest. 11 a.m. 11 p.m. Going to 1 a.m. Going to 12 a.m. in the morning. They have teleconference involving Dillon, Mo Ali, Costa, and the former Justice Minister, and the guy who used to be the ECOWAS representative there, and some other people. They say, oh, the protest here you're doing. Some people got plan to have a coup d'etat. There's some kind of meeting going on. Some kind of meeting happening in Eurofund. They had bulletproof car. They had this, they had that. In fact, somebody went to Nigeria to ask the support for Nigeria if they remove your weir. So we have all those information. So late night, the day before, on the eve of the day they planned to protest. This time around, the person that they brought in to negotiate, and they say nothing will leak, that the Justice Minister and the guy from ECOWAS, they say, you know what, they're calling it off. United States, we're going to inform the United States, to say you should stop it. You should stop it. Costa said, well, we already told people we're going to have this protest. How are we going to stop it? So you're not the one that's going to announce it. You're legal, or we're going to use diplomatic means to announce that US want you to. So what they went to the United States, they called the ambassador. The people then here, they're trying to do coup d'etat. In fact, they got everything ready. They have some meeting to Eurofund. We cover the meeting. We got some, recording, this and that. So let it cut it off. Guess what happened? This is how much they're getting. When they told the person they will get 200,000. So Dillon, Mo Ali, and Costa, they wrote after they finished agree. Because I got some text message between Costa and the guy who was, I'm going to say, I have the text, but I still have it. Text message between Costa and the guy, the so-called ECOWAS representative. Say, well, how are we going to do this? We already told the people.
Wow.
So all those exchanges happened. Where the people now, the mean people now were gathering to Yeke house because the next day is supposed to be the protest. Yeke that is based there, people that were there getting ready for the protest in the morning. So somebody went out and posted in the chat room, oh, gentlemen, this is a gentleman, we have been told to cut this protest off. We are still talking, but the protest will be, will be postponed. Then in the chat room there of the COP, wherein you had some senators, some political leaders, and some of them were there. The very first person who questioned it, Costa removed that person from there. I don't want to call the person name, but the person knows exactly what I'm talking about. And it's a female, one of the leaders. And that person has spent some money, thousands of dollars, to sponsor the protest. But because what was going on, there's anything I don't want to say. And we can leave this conversation for another day where we can expose everything that happened, doing that, because this thing it will take away the entire conversation.
Because sometimes the people keep shifting blames. Yes, I think you're correct. We got to take one of the day, yeah.
Geelong is corrupt to the core. I suppose that but he was corrupt. It came to a point, Yeke didn't know that I was privileged to that conversation. I told him later on. When the people went to Yeke, when Yeke said, first thing Yeke said, he said, I want to take the money, but I want to take the money and run outside. I tell you the people that come to bribe me. He said, I want to take the money and run outside with it. So somebody told him, Yeke, if you do that, they will kill you. She will kill you. Don't do that. If you're going to refuse the money, just refuse the money. He said, but the Lord never really taking their own. The Lord morally encouraged that. So if you don't want to take it, just forget about it. Yeah, guys, but I will take the money. I will tell them, say, I will do it, but I will not do it. But what if I don't do what they want me to do? Then they will have something on me. Then Yeke was like, let me think about it. Thomas Fala called Yeke over and over, and then Thomas Fala came to Yeke. Say, man, nephew, I got the money in the car. I got the money in the car. So Yeke told him to wait for him. Yeke said to somebody, say, this is tempting, money is tempting. He said, this is tempting. I don't know. But Yeke, to be honest with you, Yeke, with all his stuff, Yeke is now corrupt. Believe me. Some things that were presented to Yeke, not many people in Liberia will see that kind of thing and run away from it. Say no, no to it. But guess what? Even after taking money, and the people decided to do their protest, a lot happened.
They blind people now.
Yeah, they don't know what's going on.
Thank you, the blind people.
Yeah, they don't know what's going on. And in fact, they told us, okay, the way you're looking now, we can't stop them. But when they come there, we'll be there for some time. When you come, you're always only on a we too, but you just let us know what's going to happen. So they let us know, they get the information. Yeke was not aware that those guys want to leave. So, long matter short, this protesting that you're talking about, some people may be doing it with good intention, with good intention. And some of the followers too, we don't know exactly what's happening behind the scene. But I can tell you, nobody is trusted in that country, especially when it comes to maneuvering for money. At the end of the day, the protests will have leaders. My man, who can announce protests? Protests can be spontaneous. protest you can just happy. But the protest they having they're pushing the leader, they're pushing the hair because they want the channel where the negotiation can be made and what can happen will happen and everyone will just go by their business. The people there now, the regular people there now will be, they will be the collateral damage. They don't know what's going on, and they will just use them. Yeah, whatever they got to get. The one that will suffer. The one that will be beating. They will grab some of them, put them in jail. The people who took the money, they will tell you, our lawyer will be there. No lawyer will go there, nothing. Sometimes lawyer will just go there just for the sake of being there. But they will free them, say, my man, you'll lead the poor man. I don't know what's going on. So that country is dirty. It's dirty. And information that I'm giving you, that I got one of my phone, one of my cell phone. By the way, I got a couple of cell phones. I got one of my phone, the screen is cracked, it look bad, it look ugly, but I can never throw that phone away. Because that phone gets some information there. Even Joe Biden called me to get our photo here, I will not give it to him. They will just keep it because of the information in our phone. Do you know how much they have tried to hack me just to get some information there? Yeah. But going back to what we're talking about more and everybody, the constitutional reform is necessary in Liberia. But say we cannot do it at once, since our people, leaders are not willing to do it. Let's take key points, things that have contributed to this, to our country being stalled, now going backward, not going forward, but we're going backward. Let's point to those things. Let's put all of them together and get the signature from the Liberian people and force the lawmakers to act upon it. If they don't do it, then let the people themselves do it. And if we get the signatures, the required signatures, we're not supposed to be 10,000, but we get 100,000 or more. If the lawmaker then refuse to act on it, we go there, we remove them, we tell them, say, okay, no, you're not working. There will be one or two lawmakers that will fall in line with us because they want us, they want to be with the people. At the end of the day, it will happen. So we are encouraging everybody, whether you are ANC, you are Unity Party, you are CDC, or any political party you belong to, this is not about politics. This is not about political party. Everybody is welcome to be a part. We want to have at least 100 people that are willing to pay at least $100 or $200 for the initial process to make sure that our people are serious. It doesn't have to be tomorrow. The contribution can be done a week or month from now. It doesn't matter. And we're going to have trusted people. The money is not going to come to me. $5 of that money is going to come to me. No, I don't want to be part of that. I want to be part of the organization aspect, but I don't want to handle money. So we're going to have people that we all trust, have a safe account where that money can go, and will be used for the intended purpose. But money is not the first thing. The first thing is the organization meeting, wherein we have suggestions as to how we're going to go about it. Legal minds are invited, security minds are invited, business people, anybody who cares about Liberia, everybody's invited to be a part of it. It's going to be an open process. Nobody going to have secret. There's nothing about secret because we're not going to have any coup d'etat to change our country and through legal means. So, Mong, this is doable, but I want to get all of you guys' take. Given what we know, do you think our lawmakers, because everything we're going to do is says with two-thirds majority of the Liberian legislature from both houses, do you think these people will listen to the Liberian people and follow what the Liberian people want? And if they don't, you think Liberian people too will be willing to actually go against these people to make sure do the right thing for their people? My question to you, Monk, I will go to other. Monk, you're talking when I hear you.
No, I mean, I thought you were still talking. That's why I was waiting for you to
No, I'm just asking you and others. Do you think this is something that these guys will welcome, since it will require their involvement and two-thirds majority of them? And if they don't, do you think Liberian people are ready to play their part in making sure they adhere to the people?
For me, I will be looking into the ballot initiative because I know these guys. Matter of fact, why would they want to stop the party when in fact we're talking about that benefit in the tenure, I mean the length of or the number of years they are going to spend in the legislature? So I would place more bet on the Liberian people with the right investment, with the right information, the educational aspect, getting our people involved. The problem is our people know exactly what's happening in the country, things that are not in favor of them. But the whole aspect of being too political rather than thinking in the direction of the country, that's where the problem is. So for me, I would say I will be counting more on Liberian people because the sentiment set well with them already that the reason these guys are over there, they are stealing on a massive scale. They are there for a longer term. There is no incentive for you to work harder. There is no incentive for you to gain the voter trust. Everything that the government generates in revenue, they spend on themselves. And they create the bogus company to get kickbacks. So I don't think they will go with it, especially when you say two-thirds. That will not happen. But I know with the right team, with the right information, with the right education and the support, the Liberian people will be more inclined to support this initiative as opposed to our lawmaker. So I will lean toward the Liberian people, and I will say start looking forward to ballot initiative. Because we say whether it's referendum politics or whether we are waiting for two-thirds of the lawmakers to support it, I will not even bet that 1/3 of them will even support the one talking about two-thirds. So I will be placing my hope on the Liberian people way more than I can place my hope on lawmakers to buy into this. I don't think so. Because like I said initially, why would you want to stop the party? Nobody is questioning you for stealing. They can rip the country apart. But second, do we know what it means when you talk about $188 million over the period of 6 years with no accountability? Do you know how much or how far 188 million can go in an impoverished country like Liberia? Do you know how many schools and hospitals or how many roads projects you can complete with 188 million? Even if you just invest that money in agriculture, I would say Liberia will have been self-sufficient in food production, because 188 million is no small money to just sit over there. But at the end of the day, our people are mostly interested in the politics than themselves. That's where the problem is. That's where the challenge is. They know that our constitution, I would say, is antiquated. There are a lot of things in that constitution that make no sense in present day. But the question is, our people, they are mostly focused on winning an election than being better themselves. That's the problem. So and Chairman Yato always said it, until the people overseas and in the diaspora can really put their foot on the ground, because when they got one more election cycle, if you are above the age of 30, I keep saying it all the time. For me, I like numbers. I like a target point. If we cannot get it right, 2029, then my generation can get kiss a goodbye, or anybody above the age of 30 or 35, you can kiss a goodbye, because I think that's the last bus stop. If you really want to make progress in Liberia and change things for the better, 2029 will be your last option. Because if you cannot get something done, then just forget it. That's all I can say for now. Just forget it after 2029.
So, same question to go to Mabon and Muna and Lawrence. Muna, so you think the Liberian legislature, they will turn off for this? They will let it to go through? If not, you think Liberian people will really make sure that they adhere to the cause of the people?
Let me start with us first, the Liberians first. For me, I believe the Liberians, they want change and they want to see things happening, because we cry for too long in this country. We complain and nothing is working. We crying, we got everything here, but still we are crying. So for me, there's the Liberian people, they will honor it, and then just need more education and more explanation that when they get to the ballot, they know what they're supposed to do, because it's about time we make things right for the betterment of all of us. For me, the Liberian, they are 100% into this. They just need more education, more explanation to tell them the importance of this. That will benefit all of us. When it gets to the legislature, some of them who really got love for the country, got love for their people, they will head to it, but some will not. So for me, I'm focusing more on we the Liberians, yeah, to right ahead to this, and then need more education, explanation to see how best we all can make this thing work for the betterment of all of us. Yeah, that's
Thank you
my
so much.
point.
So, Melbourne, what say you? Do you think the legislature they will buy into this, they will support it? And if not, you think Liberian people are ready to actually take on them to make sure that they do the right thing?
So again, let me say thank you for this wonderful question. To my sister Muna, I think she knew it. So again, Liberians, they really want better life, but I think the will or how they're going to do these things or how everything going to work out, that won't really matter. So I think they have to stay away now from the political party or party love, party ideology, this and that, individual love over country. So Liberians, those of you that are listening to me, I think this is a wake up call. Let's put every other issues that have to do with personal or thing aside and be able to talk about Liberia and to do the right thing. So Liberians are willing and our lawmakers they will be forced. Let me be frank, because the Constitution said it that the power is in the hand of the people, and the people have the power. So you got to they'll be forced. Let me be frank. As long as the people are willing to do it, the lawmakers themselves they'll be willing also to accept and to work along everything the people want. So I think that's the best way to go, and that's the best thing to do as people, because we are suffering for too long, and the suffering still continue. I was just watching a protest in Nigeria also. So people are changing. Look, we into a new world. Why would you want to still be living in that kind of old days constitution where we talk about 9 years or the other time? All these things are correct. So let's change most of these things and move on and be able to develop our country. So I think the Liberian people are willing, and the lawmakers or our legislators they will be forced to also accept.
Thank you, Melbourne. Lawrence, what do you think? Lawrence, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Kane. Mr. Kane, this is a very good idea, and I know the Liberians will buy it. One of the things is that our people need to be informed about it. So I'm appealing when the time comes, there should be a jingle on the various radio stations, especially in the various vernacular, to educate our people about the happening in the various dialects, so that they can be able to understand some of these things. Because there are some people in the villages, when somebody go explain it to them, another person will go say different thing. But once they hear it in a various vernacular, they will know exactly what is unfolding. Our people are ready. If the legislature now approve of it, we'll force it, they will do it. We'll have the power. Every day we'll go sit down to that capital building. So at the end of the day, they'll be forced to do it. So our people need to be educated about it, so that all of them can be part of this process to enable us to make this country a better place, Mr. Kane.
Thank you so much. So before we go to the line, let's give Mon some updates. So Mon, we have two, four, five, six people. It's not actually six people, but because um, yeah, it's about six people actually. Let me see, one, two, three, four, five. But then let me check the other one here. Yeah. So basically, the six people have donated today for SKTV, and then the one that made it 7, that person is one of the uh, stakeholder who said that they are giving their monthly contribution to SKTV. That's not for Friday, but I'll count that one, then that will make it 7%.
So we're far from target. We should do at least 35 and above today. So 6 it means we are like 27, 28 in that range. So we hope before the show comes to an end today, people, y'all help SKTV, man.
So before we go to the last, somebody asked a question whether this is going to be about creating new political party.
Hell no.
The answer is like no. They got nothing to do with political party. And that's why we are open to everybody. That's why the process is going to be transparent. It's not going to be no secret meeting. In fact, if possible, after we have organized and come up with the first meeting, most of the meeting will be carried on live. It's going to be open conversation, honest conversation about Liberia and the Liberian people. There will be things that we will not discuss in public, only to those who will be willing to be members. But everything that you need to know, you will know. That I can tell you, and they got nothing to do with political party. That's why we don't want to be sponsored by any political party. That's why all of us should contribute our little thing to it. Whoever that we agree or whatsoever means that we're going to be depositing that money, we will provide it. And the leaders and those who will be actually, hey, who's that? I'm on the show. I'm sorry, man. The kid. Yeah, so they're going to do a political party. So if you are with CDC, you are welcome. UP, you don't agree with the way our country been going, they want not going to do it with the bad guy. They got nothing to do with any particular, political party. This is a system that our people put together there for the past century. I can't say decade.
It's not working.
It's not working. So that system, in order for Liberia to change, we have to change that system. And nobody's going to change it for us. And those who are benefiting from the system, believe me, they will not change it because they are benefiting from it. It is in their interest. So Liberian people, we have to collectively work together to change it. So it's not political. Through what we're going to do, the future of what we'll be doing will be determined by us, the people, not the politician. So, and this is not limited to people in America. That
all over the world.
It's not limited to anywhere you are in the diaspora. You are more than welcome to be a part, and you are more than welcome to also contribute financially, morally, whatever means you can. You are more than welcome to be a part of it. So it's not about political party. It's not about creating any political party. Everybody is welcome, especially those who are advocates for social justice, for accountability. Definitely, you will be more than welcome to come in and give all your idea. So it's about everybody. So let's take some calls. Nancy, yeah, we saw your contribution yesterday. We're going to be updating the stakeholder and stuff. I don't know that what it was for. If it's for the Friday, then we'll count it on today. But if it's for people who contribute as stakeholder, then definitely we'll put it in that category. So yeah, you can take some calls. Let's hear from our people, and then we'll be updating the Liberian people to those people who are contributing to SKTV. More dial plan there for to go to extra mile today. You can get to the
that will reach your benchmark for the charity, right?
That's the benchmark for the go to the extra miles.
Good evening. Hello.
Mona, how are you?
I'm okay. Nina calling from where?
Yeah, this is Emmanuel Santin calling from Tudeville.
Welcome, Chief. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you. Including your phone. I tell them thank you for the brilliant idea that they're bringing in. The problem is good. Everyone, all the citizens will support our whole idea because they love because they're ready. We're not there to make them rich. We're making it their family rich. They're not looking on. They are not working for the day and the family. So they come around. It will be good idea to bring everyone out to join them and for it to work out. And working out, I want ready for it to work, for people to be aware of it. The information, you share the information with teachers there in the school, in the job for a year, for a year, whether and do idea that they are bringing in everyone to move forward.
Okay.
Being the president, you kind of 4 years, the senator, you kind of 5 years. At least when they die, it will be all right. So thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. Good evening. 0881 14 35 04 07. Good evening.
Good evening. How you coming on?
I'm okay. Name and calling from where?
This is political disciple of Joe. We are aka the defendant giant of CDC. My name is Abenigo Newton. I call you from Soviet Congo town, Morovia, most of our country, West Africa. And to the panelists, I think the reductions of tenures and the harmonizations of salary of the government officials was going. But the current government at the time when they were in opposition, they decided to be anti-opportunities. And they battled it and this that was not established. But however, some of us will support that for it to be achieved now. Because even though they started not for it to be established, because the more the years, the more the data. So now they're in the position, they enjoy the humility. But however, I support the reduction of the tenure and the salary harmonization. Thank you for the time.
Thank you so much for calling. When I'm calling, introducing himself, that's mother. Good evening.
Took all the time.
Good evening. Hello.
Yeah.
Nina calling from where you are live.
My name is Brother T.J. Temba, calling you from Grand Bassa County, District Number 1.
Welcome, Chief. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I want to be so happy for the show.
I think there is your echo behind Mona. Mona, you got to do some adjustment on the echo.
We are hearing it. We're hearing that. Everything.
It's okay.
Everything.
Go ahead, you're live.
Yeah, and I pray that the suggestion we work for the betterment of Liberia, because it is what we expect that people out there to do, at least to give our idea on how best we can put things together to see that those people that are out there making law in their interest should really work for the interest of the Liberian people.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Good evening. Keep calling on 0881 14 35 04 07 76 105 105. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. How you doing today?
I'm okay. Name and calling from where?
My name is Sharma from Those Three Benjamin County.
Welcome, Chief. Let's hear you.
Yeah, we support the idea 100%, and as for me, I support by carrying on awareness. And my own advice is that at least some t-shirts will be printed out and so that people can wear and go out in the street and do some awareness to the community and other citizens in town.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. 0881 14 35 04 07 76 105 105. 0881 14 35 04. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, you're live. Name and calling from where?
Yeah, I'm Mark Mo, and I'm calling from the community.
Welcome, Mark. Let's hear you, Chief.
Yeah, in terms of tenure reduction, but after the past regime brought it into the Liberian people, it's so unfortunate that at this time we'll still be discussing. But now, in terms of they are aspiring at the most people that start for us. Most days they didn't want to bring president to us. Look at Joseph Baga. Joseph Baga used to go to America and go to his phone. The how Joseph Baga came to us. Tell me. So you have to go.
Good evening.
Yes.
Name and calling from where? Hello.
My name is Charles B. Howard Jr. and I do John for Cannonsfield Supermarket.
Welcome, Chav. Let's hear you. Go ahead, Chief.
Yeah, thank you. For me, I will endorse the idea for us to give Senator 6 years and Representative 4 years, President 4 years. Even if we get it 9 years and they will stay still, they will get 6 years, they will stay still. Because we give them power and the people don't think about us. Liberia is the only country you see Senator get 9 years. What is that? Where can you find that country that the people the country they preside over that country for 9 years? So we'll call on the government to do a reform of that whole constitution.
So are you in support to reduce the team? Are you in support of it?
Yes, certainly. I'm in support of that. To call it to it says yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for giving me the chance. Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening.
How you doing?
I'm okay. Name calling from where?
My name is Amos Kwe calling from Cannonsfield.
Welcome, Chief. Let's hear you.
I want to say thank you ever so much for the show and thank you for the idea. It's so brilliant. I think once upon a time, all of people brought it and it was not working because due to some political reason. But I think when it is coming from people like you that are very independent, well supported. So I want to say thank you. Myself, I want to join the team. I'm an activist.
Okay.
And I pray that, I will get a private number and we too can share our idea and see what we can do and that this dream can become a reality. Because everything in the country you want to do, people want to make policy out of it. But if people like you who are independent, working with other independent people, and, push in the mantle, and then we believe that, it's going to be done holistic and people are going to get involved.
Thank you.
So I want to say thank you ever so much.
Okay.
I wish I get your number so that I can place a call and know when it's going to begin and when we can start.
Okay, keep listening. Keep listening.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right.
So if the person who is asking about the numbers, we have a lot of numbers. You can call local numbers if you want to. You can call Mabel. You can call Muna, or you can call Lawrence, and then whatever information you want, they will provide it to you. But if you want to call us here from the diaspora, you can also call our WhatsApp number. That is 480-862-0783. 480-862. Yeah. I will pin it. That's the number we use for almost everything. That's the SKTV number. We have other numbers, but that one, you call us anytime, you will get us. 480-862-0783. So because of time, we may not be able to continue to take calls in Liberia. But let's at least to get a few more calls here in the diaspora.
Let me just squeeze this call in.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Name calling from where?
This is the voice of Andrew Lever Wilson, and I'm joining from Shoe Factory Community, Staffing Edition number 12, Maswara Country.
Welcome, Chief. Let's hear you.
Thank you so much. As regards to the discussion, I think it is 100% welcoming that we need to visit all elected positions pending. Because when we look at the number of years that are being given constitutionally to the senators, those years are too many to the extent that, or at last, that even when the person is being elected for the senator seat, they normally forget that they are obligated to serve the people because the 9 years are too many. So I think 100% accordance with the SKTV show that for the president and that of representatives, it should be cut down from 6 to 4, and while senators should serve for 6 years. I think if we do that, then it means that our senators and representatives, including the president, will be on the 100% obligation to be able to work seriously for the Liberian people. If we don't do so, they will continue to be reliant and keep corrupting the system as it is being done before. Thank you ever so much for the time.
Thank you so much for calling. Mr. Kane, back to you.
Yeah, so we're opening the lines here. I saw some suggestion from Yasindi and few others. We want to say thank you to all of you. That's why this is going to be an open process. Everybody will be a part of it. Everybody is welcome to bring your beautiful and brilliant idea. Anything that can make it work for Liberia. And one thing we can assure everybody, any idea that will be about your political party, your particular candidate, that idea will not be welcome. Because we don't want anything to distract us. We don't want people to have any reason not to be a part of this, because this is about Liberia. That's why it's open to everybody. You can have your political differences, you can have your political ideology, whatever you want to do with Liberia in your political party, and when you take power, that one we don't care. But the system that will govern all of us, that will govern the will-being leaders, that's the system we are talking about. So everybody is welcome. And I really, really want you guys to take this thing seriously so that we can't keep waiting. The people before us, they have waited forever. Nothing have changed. We've been waiting. Some of us we got grandchildren now. Yeah. And some of the grandchildren then they turn out they too, they will grow, they will get married. We're going to still be waiting. It will do nothing. So we have to really start right now. So we're having some meeting on this coming Sunday. That has to do with SKTV and the plan forward for the platform. If you're also interested, reach to Monk, me, or Steve. We'll definitely, we're going to have a meeting of mine. And that is geared towards how we can make SKTV efficient and more productive. And it also has something to do with what we can all do collectively and financially to keep SKTV alive. So everything we're talking about right now, we know a lot of people want to be a part of it, especially a lot of other platforms may want to participate and be a part of this. But it can only happen if we do it together. So we'll take a few calls here, then we'll update our people again. Since the last time I spoke, I think we just got maybe 1 or 2 people added to the list of people who have donated something. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? 206.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good. This is Favor, man. I'm calling from Seattle.
Go ahead, quickly.
Yeah, I have a suggestion. You see, SKTV alone can carry on the awareness. So what I would suggest, I want you guys to start how do you call these things? Those other top how do you call them talk show hosts, like you know their names, both in the diaspora and in Liberia. I mean, those are the people that are supposed to be contacted from their favorite platform, because everybody have their favorite platform that they listen to. So SKTV will not be the only one to carry on the momentum. You see, so if you guys come together, all the platforms, giving all their listening, all their awareness, then we'll be able to come. This thing will start growing momentum, and people will start getting aware, and then we'll be going somewhere. I'm fully in support. I'm ready for the contribution. Whatever it's going to take, I'm there for it. Liberia is being too far behind, and these are the things that holding up. We support this idea to our bone, to our soul. This is the only way our country will move forward. Instead of few handful of people carrying this country from ages to ages. Please, my brother, let's get this thing done.
Thank you.
And so, Monk, Yeah, so Mark, my challenge still stands. But I'm not going to send my money to SKDB. Let's send it on a neutral ground.
My man, your challenge, your challenge no longer value, man. You say yesterday, you say yesterday your family give me to you say you should not take the challenge. So forget about that one. We don't need your.
Let me add a challenge money to the project.
Don't be the back, man. All right, no problem. Yeah. So let's go to the line. Yeah.
To leave you guys because we're hosting the senator of Grand Judah County. Yeah, name.
Oh, you're hosting the senator today?
Yeah, I did read it from Smart, so it's on now.
Okay, no problem. Maybe later on after the show, if you guys stay on there, maybe we'll carry it to. But that's fine.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right.
So my Oma is on the line here. Hello. Yeah, but somebody say when you call, I will not say my Oma. I'm gonna call your name so the people will know. So can you call your name? Because me, I'm not gonna call you. Because me, I'm not gonna call your name. I will just call my Oma.
Listen, the best thing I ever heard. You know I've been sick.
Yeah.
I haven't been talking. I've been telling y'all this thing over and over and over and over. That's why I write. Liberia's problem is not politics. Liberia's problem is illiteracy, which brings the magnitude of ignorance that the nation is faced with. And every time I appear on this show, I say I'm here to talk about educating our people.
Yeah, you always do.
I don't like the political talk. You turn to this person, all the talking is politics. You talk, and I told you privately, I said we need to bring somebody on or come on. And although we talk the politics, but we have to go and educate and explain and enlighten the people because that was Liberia's problem. So I am so elated. I am excited to hear our people. Today, this morning, I listened to people in Zreta in Grand Judah County. That's how far. And these people now, I told them, look in the mirror. Look at the image in front of you. Put on your thinking cap and begin to question yourself. We will pose the question to you. You figure it out. Think about it critically and come up with your own answer. Don't be depending on what he said, she said, they say. And I've talked about our ancestors, our mothers and fathers that died with this situation. And so today, to hear the people call on the radio and they're expressing themselves and they're excited and they understand and they're thanking us for enlightening them. My signal go away. I'm dancing.
That's good.
Because that's what I really wanted us to do. Every platform I post that same thing, hoping that somebody will stop and say what they are talking about. Because it's not politics. And like you said, we got to put it aside. This is not about partisan busy. Amanda tired of people calling on me Amanda Awesu, Amanda tired. Particularly to our children. Listen, pay attention. I told them this morning, if you don't understand something, call your child. How are you paying their school fee? Let them sit down by you and listen to the SKTV talk. The one where you understand, say, Kanye, that phone where they got that important too. Let them Google, let them read, because for 6 years, we have downplayed education. The way out of poverty, my people, is through education.
Thank you.
That's why we all fight to send our children to
So Omar, let me ask you. The one you listened to yesterday, was it the show for yesterday? Because yesterday was even bigger. We spent more time yesterday on the show and giving time to people to call. Almost 100% of the people that called yesterday, they did not only thank us, but they buy into the idea and they are willing to go out of their will to participate and support this process. So, and in fact, they need to continue on the same topic today because they don't want the reference yesterday. Some people call me after the show. calling to participate and also pledging their support and willing to do anything. You know, as long we remain non-political and non-partisan, people are willing, Liberian people are willing to play a part. And I said it yesterday. We're not going to limit this to UNE SKTV, and I'm willing to go to other platforms to sell this idea, or also incorporate ideas from other people, so we can collectively change this country. Other than that, we're going to be here for another, 100 years, and nothing will change. But just conclude before I take the next call.
Let me confess to you. Ask Mona. I don't wake up 4 o'clock in the morning because I told you privately. I told you. Ask Mona. I don't wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, and I don't be on the morning show. Ask her what I don't talk about and what I don't tell them. I'm not interested in your politics. I'm not interested in your partisan, who CDC, who UP, who up, who down. I'm here to educate my people. Let Mona tell you. Mona on the show. Let her tell you. I wake up, I sacrifice from 4 o'clock till 7 o'clock. I did 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. I do that 5 days a week. Without anybody knowing it, because I tell everybody, and I tell you Liberia, and I tell you this stuff. So I decided this is what I'm going to do. And I encourage the people, speak your dialect. Somebody understand it, explain it to them. Look in that mirror. It's about you. And what you're hearing that we're talking about is the right thing that you didn't know. Some of these things, simple, the laws being in place, but nobody took the time to explain it to nobody. Nobody talk about it. And
all right. Oma, thank you so much.
In simple English, and we explaining it to our
and in fact, something Lawrence suggested, and that will be a part of the process. That's why we're going to need every penny we can get. We will create jingles, and in local vernacular and everything. It will be on all the radio stations in Liberia. We'll pay for it.
Yes.
We'll pay for it. It will be on SKTV. It will be on other radio stations in Liberia. We'll pay for it. We'll spend years, to educate our people, so that when the time comes, the number of people, to vote for it will be overwhelming, and I can see it. But thank you so much, Omar. Thank you so much.
That's what we need. More. Good job, Monk, in reading those and see for breaking it down in simple English, and the people getting it. That's where my heart is. That's where we should be.
Definitely.
I'm like, people not listening. You want to call the politics.
Omar, thank you. Thank you.
This is it.
Yep.
This is it, my people.
For sure. Thank you. So let's take this caller here. Caller, what is your name and where you calling from? 940 number, last 4 digits 7876.
Hey, Circle, this is Africano from Jacksonville, Florida. How you doing?
Africano from Jacksonville. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing great. Thanks to the team.
For sure.
And as I told you before, I will be calling every day because of this. I usually don't call, but I'll be calling. And, you said something earlier on about, contribution. We have to start contributing now or find out how much they will take, because, we can do all this talking, but we need money to be able to implement this. Liberian people are already on board. It's about time to start moving on. And what I will appeal to you, just when my sisters just said, the one I just left the line, Circle, I know SKTV do talk about politics, but I want for this particular topic to be something that you guys should talk about nearly, even if you want to do it 3 times a week. I would really want for us to really keep pushing this, because this will bring everybody together. We are not talking about Unity Party, CDC, ANC. We are talking about Liberia business. So I think that we should kind of, talk about this all the time. I'm appealing to you guys. With the contribution, it's about time that we start contributing. I'm on board. I even test on in the chat to let you guys know that I'm on board. I am on board with whatever contribution it is. We have to do this. Nobody can do it for us. We got to do this. It will cost for money. I'm appealing to everybody that's listening to this program. We all want this. It cannot be done with just a few people that are on the radio right now, Sekou, Mon, and the rest of the people. We got to jump in. We got to contribute. We got to put our money to where our mouth is.
Thank you, sir.
It's important. So I'm begging you, Steve, let's continue to hammer this every day. I'm begging you guys.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you so much, my brother. We'll do our best. All right. So Abraham from Norway, are you there?
Yeah, Mr. Sekou, I'm here.
Go ahead, sir.
All right, thanks for calling back. I am 100% in agreement with this process here. I listened to somebody, I think about two persons making this suggestion. I want us to really look at it. Please, this is something that concerns all Liberians. I want something similar like this on the Spoon Network. We have the Crusade argument. We have this Lufa Julius, all of these people here. I was very happy when I heard from you saying that you don't feel, big to go to any platform. The only thing you don't want to be restricted. So this suggestion comes from you, and I want you to spearhead it so other people cannot say, this is a single thing and this and that. And also, I was thinking that because this has to do with our constitution, I was thinking that we should start consulting other lawyers, irrespective of how this thing here can go ahead. And then from there, trust me, the money will come. People are willing to pay the money. Money will come. But to do the groundwork, because the same thing the guys they did for a walk around code, on the ground that they got people who can sabotage. So we really need a good ground root in Liberia that will mount the pressure. And so we need some lawyers who will advise us, and all of these things here we have to start to take that into consideration. Even among the lawmakers, there are other people that I listen to similar thing from Yeke Koloba, I listen to it from Jimmy Musa Benete. So I think other people will be on board. Or some of the lawmakers they kick out, and they will support the process so the thing can speed up. I beg you, let's look at that direction.
Thank you. We will. We'll definitely do that. Thank you so much. So Monk, based on what I have here, only 2 people added to what we have. So I added Nancy, who donated yesterday. So I consider that as 2. And one more person also sent $20. So I consider that as 2. So basically, we are about 9 people altogether. Wow. Yeah. People like more people talking about how much they are happy and appreciative of this initiative. But to make our voices to reach to Liberians across the globe, specifically Liberians in Liberia, from all walks of life, to all countries, in all the countries in Liberia. That is true, having been on the radio station, or the radio station, especially the 3 stations we have right now. And to make that to happen, we have to be on, and that is not free.
That's the bottom line. We need to be on.
So people want the idea, but they don't want to contribute towards that
idea.
So that is the thing. That is the major challenge. In as much as we would like to carry this information and talk on other platforms, it's still going to be the same.
Yep, same mandate.
We have a lot of people listening to us, in the diaspora, and those that can afford in Liberia to listen to us on the phone and sometimes YouTube. But what about those who don't even have a cell phone? They don't even have a cell phone.
Yep.
And listen to us through the radio station.
The radios.
But when we talk about people contribution to the platform to make that happen, or to to kind of facilitate, that on a consistent basis is hard. And we can only do so much. We can only do our part.
For sure.
I know what you've been doing long in the back, you know what I've been doing.
I know.
But how much, how far can we go? And we are powerful, we are stronger when we do it together.
Yep.
So if we can have 3, 4, 500 people watching it, we wouldn't have like a 2, 3, 8 people.
Yeah.
7 people willing to donate $20.
Yeah, honor man's the effort.
So we cannot.
And how can you take on bigger things when you can't even meet the bare minimum? But we'll see tomorrow. We're closer tomorrow. We'll get into tomorrow.
Yeah. So it is kind of a little bit, challenging, but I mean, we cannot just hide. We cannot hide our feeling. We got to tell each other the truth. If we're going to do this, these things, we got to be honest about it. We got to be authentic, and we got to be consistent.
Yeah, consistency is a key.
Yeah, we got to be consistent. So, but given the reactions we have been hearing both in Liberia and in the diaspora, you think, yeah, okay. Somebody just sent us another $50, so we'll count that as 2 again.
Yeah.
We'll count that as 2. So we had 9 people, now it's 11. Yeah, we'll count that as 2.
We manage it today and we'll finish it tomorrow. Yeah.
So given what we have heard, given the level of excitement and how people are receptive to this idea, what do you think we need to do for Liberians in Liberia that may not be able to contribute financially? What do you think we can do to get in more involved and to make this process more attractive to them? What do we think? What do we need to do in your mind?
I think the sister, your old man, she struck it dead on. The thing is, every time I come on the show, I always reference the diaspora. It's not that because I want to ignore the people from back home, but I know there are financial costs to this kind of initiative. It takes groundwork, it takes mobilization, it takes education. And when the diaspora push something, it go further. The reason I say because they are the one most of the time providing the resources, and we are the one paying 2 times the price. But we all understand the economic situation in Liberia. How many people in Liberia have jobs? People are basically scrapping by. So when it comes to the financial cost, when it comes to financing these kind of initiative, we will mostly focus on the diaspora as opposed to our people. But when it comes to the groundwork, when it comes to the mobilization, I think you can hear the case calling. I volunteer. I can go in my community. That's the kind of enthusiasm and momentum you want from the people on ground. That force, But I will keep telling my people overseas all the time. The last time when we were analyzing the oratory speech on the July 26th, I said I may not agree with her philosophy or how she wants to transform Liberia, but I understand the frustration. No patriotic Liberian that will live out of that country after 177 years, looking at what other countries are doing, and you look at our country, that you'll be happy, that you think there is a reason to celebrate. You will get mad, you will get pissed. That's just the reality. It's part of human nature. Everybody wants to do better. Who wants to be left behind? You look at our country, we are 177 years, almost 2 centuries. We are older than the average country in Africa by at least 110 years on average. And you look at our progress, we are the last or we are the least. I can't tell of any country Liberia is doing better than. I don't know of any country. So I tell our people, at a certain point in time, you can have your political leader, you can have your political affiliation, you can support Joseph Boaga or Cummins or Tewan Gonglo. At the end of the day, Liberia is still bigger than the individuals. The question is, at what point in time we will change the narrative? Be like, you know what? We have to make some tough decisions, irrespective of who's president. That's why I keep telling you on the show, I would prefer losing for the right reason than to keep winning for the wrong reason. Because, Sekou, what is the difference when your political party end up winning an election only for you to get worse off in the process economically? Then tell me, how are you winning? The same people that are crying today, we're talking about $188 million within 6 years. We are talking about guys that take incentive for no reason. That when you look at the cost of living in Liberia, the other many understand, say no, In America, our lawmakers pay taxes. They pay 28% of that disposable income. Matter of fact, we got tax bracket. Certain amount of money you make determine how much you pay in taxes. You look at like, bro, the average person live on less than $2 a day. And when you look at your incentive and your average salary, you're taking anything about $12,000 to $15,000 a month. How is that considered fairness? You're looking at 103 guys in both chambers that taking upward of 38 to 40 million on the budget. And you want to tell me that the whole public sector investment program in Liberia, you only get $58 million. My brother, how are we going to move forward as a country? How? You get these gas slips, you got this coupon, you got traveling allowance, you got entertainment allowance, you're changing cars every year and a day. My brother, how are we going to move the country when you guys are the one consuming almost all the money?
Yeah.
Look at how you spend in payroll. You want to tell me that our national budget will be 732 million, but the entire public investment program, you only allocated 58.7 million. Then tell me, it means for the next 200 years, like, bro, don't go anywhere. It's almost like a dad, right? Seku, let me put it in for our people to understand. You selling, you take care of your children, you got your late table market, and you are bringing in upward of $500 per month. And out of that 500, you are eating like $470. Tell me, how are you going to make progress if you're not reinvesting in the business to make the business bigger? All you do, you sell, you make the money, pull in the pot and eat it. You go back to work, you can't. It's the same thing like bro is doing. You are not making investment into the future. All you do, you collect taxes, you steal the money, you consume it. The next year, over and over and over. The question is, when will you start to think above politics? I mean, you're beyond your political affiliation or your party mandate, because you are the one that's being affected. How many people can say definitively that my life improved economically after a Georgia administration? No. All we're saying now, people defending Joseph Boakai from Unity Party, people defending George Weah from CDC, irrespective of the amount of money that was stolen from you. So this initiative is not surprised. Our people know exactly what to do. They just need to make that tough decision to put the party mandate aside and start looking in the direction of the country. Every time I said it, when you start thinking about the country, it will even determine the kind of leader you pick, because at that stage, you are looking at a bigger picture. You're not limiting the idea of Labrador to a Georgia, to a Boakai, to a Tewan Gonglo, to an Lieutenant Coming. No, you are looking beyond them. And that's the only way you will make better decisions, when you start thinking in the country's direction. Because at the end of the day, irrespective of who wins the presidency, if the system is broken, if the system is flawed, nothing is going to change. You will just be running on the hamster wheel. Every year, you will find yourself to the same place. You will get worse off. Your infrastructure is going down. The educational system is going down. No good healthcare system is going down. You depend on people mostly from overseas to even get by on a daily basis. Something must change. And I believe, in as much that we want the partnership from back home, the people in the diaspora must lead that effort. Because economically, we are paying 2 times the price. Seku, how many times you send money to people back home on a monthly basis and nothing can change? In as much as you pay the money for more than 10, 15, 20 years, they're voting every day. So who you think can change the narrative? It can only be you and myself, mostly. And we only need the support from back there to get it going. But the idea is not strange, because these things are bigger than politics, and our people know exactly why it's affecting them. They just need to think beyond politics. And when we get to that level, trust me, like bro, will be better. Whether Georgia is president, whether Boakai. How does it even affect you that a lawmaker is getting new cars and you can't even pay your children's school fee?
Yeah.
No matter whether you're CDC or Unity Party or from ANC or from Liberty Party. No, it's bigger than your political party. Get the system right and you will get a better result. Or you can put the individual of your choice there and get worse off. That's what's happening. You are getting worse off every single day. Until you change your system, nothing is going to change. So for me, like I told you, it's one of the reasons I subscribe to SKTV. I try my best to come here to be a part of this, because I know SKTV, even though at times we can pick sides, but the overall objective is beyond politics. And that's why I was forced to become part of this team, that I will break up from my busy schedule to come once in a while. I mean, most of the time when I'm available, because I know at the end of the day, politics is going to limit us. If we think like bro, then it means there will be no limit to the growth of like bro. That's how I see it. And that's the reason I'm attracted to SKTV. That's it.
Yeah, man, you are 100% right about that. You know, let me, thank those. Another person, and I don't know, the brother want me to call him or not, but yeah, but he said that he leave contribution that one of the brothers always, supporting SKTV too. He said something. Thank you, brother. So I don't let the people call me, let those who want me to call their name. Some people don't, majority of people don't let me to call their name, honestly.
Yeah, some people like privacy.
Yeah, but I want to say thank you to those of you who have managed to contribute whatever you can. We're just encouraging everybody to follow suit. This is a continuing process. It's not going to be like a one-day thing. Consistency matter. It's like some of us, if we don't come on the show today, tomorrow, you got concerned. You be like, "What's going on, Sekou?
Yeah.
Is everything okay?" Sekou, hey man, a lot going on. You got to talk, But to come on here every day, that's why I give it up to. I give it, to Maybon, being in Liberia.
Oh yeah, Maybon is committed.
Able to here every day, 7 days a week. When we started, actually, we wanted to only be here like 3 days a week.
Yeah, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays.
Yeah, like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But then sometimes Saturday. But then when the politics got heated, people say, you know what, can you guys do more? Because a lot of things going on, you guys are not covering it. And we decided to go for 4 blocks, 7 days a week. And we've been doing this since then. In fact, some of the people that were encouraging us during the election time, they no longer watch SKTV because they lost the election. They got deflected. Their interests, got reduced in the country. But I get it. Some of them, they're angry, they are frustrated because they lost, they invested everything, the coup, and they didn't get any return in the investment. So I can understand that. But if we all kind of give up because we didn't see, we are not seeing what we envisioned for our country, then we all will sit by and nothing will happen. Regardless of the outcome of the election, expect 2 results, win or lose. And wheresoever you find yourself, it's not about what you did or what you went through to get elected or to lose on the election, but what you do after that. As the saying goes, people, all of us, it doesn't matter when you fall, for your ability to get back up and stay strong and prepare for the future. So you all get, frustrated and disappointed and sit back and we just sit by and do nothing. I'm telling you, we're going to be here, not only our lifetime, but even our children. They will be in the same situation. It could even be worse. Look at Liberia. Since our return to constitutional democracy after the war, the time we used to call normal day, we are not even in normal day yet. But since our return, the government that will come, we will say the other one will be better. It means that things are going to get worse.
Yeah, it's getting worse. We are retrogressing instead of making progress.
It means that those that experience early government, and you say our government was corrupt, one of the major challenges that our government faced with was corruption. She called corruption public enemy.
Number one.
Number one public enemy, and she calls it, like a vampire, right?
Yeah, she called it a vampire and your cancerous tumor. That's what she put in her speech.
Exactly. So imagine, Mom, when Joe Weah came, we say, well, everything was better.
Can you imagine that?
Corruption. Because they took it to another level.
Another level.
So Sedition will not be happy if we say this, but that's so fast. Now, Joseph Boaga came. Joseph Boaga went past Joe Weah 6 years in 1 year. Then where are we headed? So we will support our political parties, we will support our candidates. You know, we all have our biases and limitations, but if we put Liberia first, we have a common ground. That's where we can all meet and do whatever we can do for our country, irrespective of your tribe, your political affiliation, or your country of origin, or your religious preference. It doesn't matter. Because you have something to come together for. But if you support each other or kind of like form some level of alliance because you have common enemies, you're not going to go anywhere. Because the day that enemy does not exist, then you have nothing to collaborate on. You have nothing in common. But if we are taking Liberia, and Liberia will always be there. If we are talking about, if we come together for the betterment of Liberia, that the need for that will always exist. So no matter what happens, no matter our frustration, disagreement, and whatsoever, we'll always have something to come together for. But if you're coming together because, you know, let's say, you know what? Let's create SKTV because we don't let the other platform and that other platform. The day that platform does not exist, that means SKTV has no more value. That means SKTV does not have any purpose. Because we created it just to go against one platform. But it will create SKTV or any other thing based on some substantive issues that are dear to our hearts. Something that will impact us and generations to come. No matter what happens, no matter our frustration or disagreement, we always have something to unite about. Because we are doing it with our heart. We are doing it with some level of commitment. And nobody can discourage me from what I'm doing for Liberia. There will be times we will disagree. There will be times some people will come, they will go back. You know, in Liberia, we believe in gossip. Even in your household, in your community, majority of our people will traffic in gossip. We live in gossip and traffic in gossip. Everything we do is gossip. They spend more time gossiping than actually, you know, making plans to make progress. Not even for themselves, or for their community, or for the country. Even right now, we come here now, breaking news with some negativity. You'll see thousands of people here. But when you're talking about collective effort to make Liberia better, people don't see any reason to be here for that. They see no reason to contribute to that. Because they see some of these shows and platforms as entertainment. Some of them are stressed, in addition to these shows, just to minimize their stress. Some of them follow these shows because they don't like certain people when you're talking about them, they feel happy, they feel energized. But there are some people who believe in their country and the betterment of their country. No matter what happens, rain or shine, they will always be here. And they will always support because they believe in the ideology of making Liberia better. So I want all of us to buy into that idea. Our focus should be about Liberia, not about Seku, not about SKTV, not about Monk. We are not coming here only to listen to Monk or to listen to Seku. You are coming here because you, myself, and all of us combined can do things that will change our country, whether this generation will benefit or our children or their children. It doesn't matter. Let's do something. Those of us that are living in the diaspora, especially in America here, privileges we are having right now, we are enjoying today. Those who came up with the idea, most of them they didn't live to see it. They didn't live to see it. They've been gone a long time ago, but we are enjoying it. Even the highway system. The highway system was created by people that they're not around anymore. The president that came up with those ideas, they're no longer around. So let's take ourselves from what we do and put the country first. So we'll be having the first meeting soon. We'll announce it here. We'll go to other platforms. We'll make sure you are informed so we can do this thing together. But again, don't regret supporting SKTV and supporting the initiative to put Liberia first, to have serious constitutional amendment. Even the election or electoral processes, we need some amendment on those things. So whatever we do based on the meetings and the suggestions we're going to be getting, we'll enumerate everything, and everything will be on the ballot, and people will be voting for all of it, one by one, one by one, one by one. And I believe with some level of education, commitment from us to do it, everything will pass. Liberian people, they want change. You can hear from their voices, you can see it from their actions, but they have given up on politicians. So, like my Oma said, not politics will change Liberia. Hard work, forward-looking, commitment, and patriotism. Those are things that will change Liberia. But politics will not change a politician. They don't have any intent to change it. All of them in it for themselves, for their pocket and their family. They will continue to exploit the country. They don't even want people to know their own right. Last thing I want to say before I go, day before yesterday, when I talk about the provisions in the Constitution that talk about how our president are immune from prosecution, arrest, investigation, or anything that they did while they were president. A lot of people were surprised. A lot of people were surprised. Some people even coming from Liberia. Some Jowia supporters, some key player in the CDC, some of them come and ask me, oh, so you think they didn't do all the things, but they can't arrest the president? So their only worry was about protecting George Weah. I said, no, they can't arrest the president. So that's what Joseph Baga do, whatever you got to do too. So long as Joseph Baga not going to be impeached, he will do whatever he want to do. He will steal as much as he can. At the end of the day, he's immune. Nobody can arrest him. Nobody can question him. Nobody can do anything to him. So when you're president of Liberia, you can do anything you want to do. As long as you are not impeached, and you know the possibility of impeachment in Liberia is 0.0000%. Because I can't even say 1%. They got the money, and those in the legislature, they are only there for money. They are not there for the country. They are not there to provide any oversight. We have the laws on the book. More the document I was talking about, I was sending it to you. You're not going to believe your eyes. We have all the laws on the books.
Yeah, make sure you send the main place so I can skim away.
You will enjoy it. So I will send it to you so you can go through it. Whether it's about the governance commission, whether it's about the auditing, whether about the GSC, all the acts that created all those things, detailed explanation. But I don't know, I can ask myself, are they not reading or what? What's going on? their responsibility, the independence. And the thing is so detailed, they explain everything. Reasons why these arts were created and the benefit to the country. But they are not using it. So it's sickening, to see our country going, on this route when we have all the education. Our people then, if you go anywhere, you see qualified Liberians. But our education is not even benefiting ourselves, because the first thing you do with education is supposed to elevate your sense of reasoning, your sense of reasoning and understanding of things, how to prioritize, how to impact other people's life. If your education is not doing one of those things for you, then what is the need? If you have an institution or organization without purpose, that institution is meaningless. If you have a country, you don't have a plan for your people, nothing whatsoever, you only come there to enrich yourself. You're not only a curse.
And Mr. Connor, one of the things that shocked me in Liberia when it came to all the act, whether it's the GAC, the LACC, the Public Financial Procurement Law, all these anti-graft institutions that was created, or anti-corruption institution, the main office that was to guarantee the enforcement of those written law, they never follow up on the office of the ombudsman.
Mm-hmm.
So then why is the essence of creating a law that you're not act upon to make sure that these laws are implemented? Because that's why the office of the ombudsman should have been established, to make sure that all the anti-graft law were fully implemented. But guess what? They created a law, they put it on the paper, but at the end of the day, the government agency that was supposed to be responsible for enforcing them, it was never created or never followed through. It's just sad.
And the Liberian Constitution says trying to abrogate the Constitution is treasonable.
Yep.
But our president breaks the Constitution every day. So what's supposed to happen? He's going to be removed from power for not respecting the Constitution.
Gross violation.
Yeah. And all the arts, if you look at the code of conduct, and look at the behavior of our government officials, you'll be like, we have no laws in Liberia.
But we listen all the violations.
They are not following it.
We listed all the violations that Joseph Bowen committed when he became president immediately.
Yeah.
We listed them here one by one by the same code of conduct.
Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is. My people here, thank you for your time. Mong, you want to close so we can go?
Well, tomorrow we'll do it again. We know that we didn't make it. We didn't make it for today, so we'll continue tomorrow. But if we can make it this week, then the whole idea of this new initiative. I will take a break, because if we get bigger project ahead, and if we cannot make this little commitment to stick to this commitment just to get the show going, then how do you go about implementing even much bigger project? Because they want us to collaborate with other platforms, but at the end of the day, the idea is coming from SKTV. We will be behind it. We will be on the forefront of it. So the show must continue. The show must be financed. The operating costs must be met. If we can get it done, then I would doubt that these other initiatives that we are proposing will be able to survive. Because these things, it's not only about committing yourself today. It's all about long term. It's all about the commitment, the every day, every month. It's a tough thing, but it requires some level of discipline to stay committed. And we'll be counting on people to show up as well. We got to get this thing going, because at the end of the day, we will carry the biggest brunt of the burden, especially us in the diaspora. I will always call my diaspora first, because I know when it comes to financing, people will be looking up to them mostly as opposed to the people back home. I will keep saying it every day.
Yeah. And if you look at Liberia, look at the education system in Liberia. If you listen to some names in Liberia, when you call them to talk to them, when you listen to them, or you ask them some questions about Liberia, or even about their function, the job they say they are doing, you can be disappointed with their responses. Some of them they say they got master degree, they get PhD, they got it, but they cannot even they cannot, they cannot actually put their point across.
Yeah. I said it on this show. I have a different outlook for education these days.
Yeah.
I tell people education back in the day is whole different from education today. Back in the day, the reason people are going to school and going to these prestigious institutions because we never had privilege to information. We were never in the information age, so only few people have control of information. These days, information is everywhere, anytime, anywhere. You can literally research any idea or any topic today. You can learn it by yourself without even output. So until you can show me that you are fully educated from your action and decision you make, I could care less about how many PhD you got hanging on the wall. That's my whole view of education these days. So I don't buy into the idea that the guy got double masters or he got a PhD. No, if you cannot think and like your degree and back your degree with the decision that you make, then your education is worthless because the information is already there. So these days we are not looking for information. We're looking for making better decisions and implementing what you learn to give you a positive result. So
Felicia said something. I'm just reading some of the comments. She's saying that how about we start with everyone contributing just $20 every Friday without Mount tearing his mouth, because Mount got to talk about this every day.
Yeah, that's why I said they will.
Even you will say on Thursday, you will say on Wednesday, you say Friday. Yeah. When you come on Friday again, you got to keep saying it and saying it over and over and over. But then you got to be begging people. Sometimes, to be honest with you, like I told you the last time, sometimes I can just want nobody to say anything, because sometimes you don't want to come across as
forcing this thing, like you're pushing it, yeah.
And these things supposed to be like volunteer contribute. There are some people that we don't ask them when we come on. Send the people suggest, okay, we should not be doing fundraiser every day for people for whatever. Let's do Friday. Since we adopted that, we have very few committed people, but there are some people who are committed, but it's less than 5% of the people that can be here. But it is what it is. We'll do our best. We'll work within our means, and we will make sure we stick to our commitment. Mom, you know what it means to be here every day, 7 days a week. It kind of like limits your ability to do certain things. Even if I got a job offer right now, the job that will restrict me from having a show at 11 o'clock Arizona time here, then that job is not for me, because I've committed to do something at least for 2-3 hours a day from 11 a.m. Arizona time here, sometime to 2 o'clock, sometimes 2:30, sometimes 3 o'clock. Those are the sacrifices all people don't pay attention to. Some people now they have the ability to watch all and listen to all from at work. But how can I be working and sitting here? Even working from home, you don't even have time to do that.
It's tough.
Yeah, because working from home, you are even more monitored than when you're working.
Oh yeah, when you're going from the job site.
Yeah. So it is what it is. We all have to, sacrifice.
Tomorrow we'll be continuing the last day for the week tomorrow.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you, my people. Mon, that was the closing statement, right?
Yeah, I'm done. We covered ground for today.
All right, my people. Yeah, thank you. We'll see you tomorrow. We appreciate you guys, and thank you for everything. Thank you for all you do. SKTV is here to stay, and we are here because you are here. Without you, we will not be here. Yeah, thank you. Be blessed, and we'll see you tomorrow.